We are back, K-Day Nation. If you notice, we're in a brand new studio, so it's only right for the first episode of Hot Takes in a brand new studio.
We turn our phones off.
We turn our phones off
I
because
thought that was me.
that's
I was
disrespectful.
tripping.
It's only right that in a brand new studio, Paulina, we gotta have a guest, and not only a normal guest, but
Not a normal guest.
one of my goats, one of my favorites of all time. You know what I'm saying? Mm-hmm. I'm not gonna lie, I got in trouble with moms because I had Boom on 12-inch with the half-naked girl on front.
He looking.
That's how far I go back. So I think you should pass him that, and we can make it official.
Yeah, we gotta make it official. The Too Short Bitch Button is our unofficial third host.
Okay.
So since we're so far away from each other, we're gonna let you have it.
Yeah.
And at any point of the interview, if you're feeling some type of way,
You just hit the button.
you just hit the button. Okay?
Wow. Okay.
Know what I'm saying? So, ladies and gentlemen, without further ado, special guest, Hot Takes today, Royce the 5'9".
Yes!
And it's official. All right,
I
so
love
Royce,
it.
what we do is it's called Hot Takes because we just we give our takes on certain things. It
Okay.
ain't gonna be too crazy. We're gonna ask you no wild shit.
There we go. 2? I'm keeping tally. That's 2 already in the first
We might
2
get
minutes.
a lot of bitches. All right, man. So the first hot take this Friday,
Ooh.
the Allegory, hitting all streaming stores. You know what I'm saying? Available for download, streaming, buying, whatever. Royce, I don't understand how you continue to get doper as you get older.
Thank you, man. Thank you. That means a lot. I appreciate that. If you just pay attention to self, and then just keep taking the necessary steps to just evolve as a person. You know what I mean? Like make the necessary fixes of yourself, knowledge of self.
Right.
It's basically what I'm getting at. Knowledge of self. I'm learning that's super important. Super important. Like when I first started going to therapy, that's how I found out about like anxiety. Like I knew kind of like what I thought anxiety was. I never thought it was anything that I had to deal with. You know what I mean? So I found out that I had anxiety, and once I was able to identify with like the actual feeling itself, then like that's when I knew how to make the corrections. So if you just factor that into everything about you, every little nuance about you, every characteristic about you, they can always improve it, if you just pay attention to self.
Yeah. Do you find being sober has played a lot into that? Because I feel like a lot of times when rappers get sober, it's kind of when they like fall off a little bit.
What?
Yeah.
Hit the button for me. Hit the button for me.
Nah, because I feel like a lot of rappers, like, they need the alcohol or the drugs or whatever their thing is to, like, give them that art or give them that, whatever it is they do, and it gives them that extra just, like,
I mean, I guess.
Whereas Royce, I feel like his subject matter has expanded. He talks about things I never heard Royce really talk about in the earlier part of his career.
Yeah, I mean, it's we all feel like once we teach ourselves that we need a substance to create, that's what it's gonna be. And then when you stop, like with me, when I stopped drinking, it was a long time where it was just not good.
Yeah.
Creatively, I just couldn't get myself. I couldn't recreate some of those feelings, like that I was accustomed to feeling when I'm in that place where I feel like I'm on. You know what I'm saying?
So how did you find that like spark back?
Well, I realized that you can't go looking for it. Like it's not something you find. You know what I mean? Like it's something that you allow to happen. You let it come in. So it's like I had to learn patience. I had to learn that my brain I have to get used to my brain clicking on all cylinders 24 hours a day. Because it had been probably 10 or more years where it was just like drinking every single day.
Yeah. In the song Upside Down, it's on my playlist. It's on super repeat. Your verse is ill, by the way.
Thank you.
Benny's verse is ill, by the way. But you have an ill-ass quote where you talk about, and I'm probably going to butcher this, so I apologize, but basically you speak to the effect of like, the art is the only thing that matters because, if your art sucks and your music don't have the longevity, it's like you have nothing pretty much. Can you just speak to that and kind of expound on kind of what you meant about that? Because I feel like it was really important.
Yeah, well, I just basically said that the effort, because I think a lot of us, especially the young artists, the big corporations are kind of like marketing a certain type of success to them. Like how they view success is what they're seeing and it's being marketed to them.
Mm-hmm.
So like it's making a lot of them put their energy into the wrong things.
Right.
You know what I mean? And it's kind of like a time waster and it's a brand killer. You know what I mean? So like in the song I said that the effort has to go into the art. It's just like with anything else that you're selling or whatever.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I mean? Like any type of economic situation, any type of, even if you're like a vendor, you know what I'm saying? If it's something that you're creating, that you're making, that you're looking to mass produce, the effort has to go into that. Without said product, there is nothing else.
Mm-hmm.
Mm-hmm.
You know, so I'm finding that people are putting all of their effort into pretty much everything else. But it's like the songs are like it's like they just do that in between doing other
social
things.
media clips and shit.
You know what I mean? It's just like, you know, they go to the studio on their way somewhere else. You know,
Oh, that's like the pit stop when that should be the last
together,
stop.
Yeah, throw some shit together real quick, you know what I mean, and continue on with their, you know, fame-driven day. You know what I mean? And that's always short-lived. Always short-lived. See, people got to remember that, like, if you get an opportunity to come into the business and you're fortunate to have a platform where people are willing to listen to you, listen to what you got to say.
Right.
That's not to be taken for granted because that can be built upon and turned into many things. You know what I mean? Like it can be turned into a career as opposed to just a moment, you know, where people treated you really good.
Right.
And now that moment is finito. You know what I mean?
Yeah. One other thing about the album that I like this Royce production thing, man.
Man. I don't know
All
where it
you,
came
right? That's all you.
Because
Yeah.
100%
I
produced
don't
by
know.
you.
I'm not. No shots. No shots. K-Day Nation. But like, have you seen Cassidy try to make beats? No shots. I love you, Cass. You got bars, but Royce got beats though.
So do you like run your beats by Premiere?
Not all of them. Not all of them. I mean, Premier is the one who taught me how to use the MPC. That's a drum machine. He taught me how to use. We sat on FaceTime for like 2 hours.
It only took 2.
Well, you know, just to get the initial start. You know, just to get the initial like kind of like learning stuff started.
Okay.
I mean, I still used to have to like ask questions and stuff. You know, it doesn't all like register in one sitting, but he sat there with me long enough for me to have it well enough to where I can program drum loops and I can just, it was enough for me to be able to practice, and that's really all it's all about. It's all about just practicing, really.
So what are we doing? Like, if we have like you, Premier, and Eminem on an island, you think you could take them out yet, production wise?
No.
Damn, I got the bitch button pulled off me, man.
Man, I you know, I'm not. It's an interesting thing with me, the way that I look at production, because I look at beat making one way and then I look at producing a completely different way. Like my aspiration, my passion is more invested in the producer side. I'm more intrigued by that side because the producer side is a little bit more. There's got to be a connection. Like if you're a producer, you have to be connected. You have to be connected to the song, and you have to be connected to who's ever part of it. And I'm just more into that. A beat maker can pretty much just come and set it on the table, and he can leave.
Right.
We don't need him anymore. He's just a beat maker. You know what I mean? And he can be the best beat maker in the world, and this can be the best beat in the world. But without a producer, it may not come together because the producer could very well be the person who comes in and takes a little something away that makes it better.
Right.
So I'm more into the finished product and bringing the most out of the people involved.
Nice.
Putting people in positions to where they can play to their strengths.
Yeah, and I guess that's where, like, and I use Upside Down because I feel like it's a perfect example, but there's just a synergy in your songs lately, man, and you could tell it's because, like, who knows yourself better than you, and then
it's the producer side. It's the producer side in it, and it's also it's just I think the best stuff comes out of just what's inspiring you at the moment, and that can be anything. Like when we were younger, we would be inspired by something, or we would have something to say of some type of story to tell, but we would think they wouldn't be interested in that.
Right.
Kind of rule it out.
Right.
In my older age, I don't do that. You know, I just however I feel, you know, if it's inspiring me to project that in some type of way.
And I think that's
I'll
what
do it.
makes your music great, and it makes you so transparent with people who are listening. It feels like you're taking them along through that story. You might be able to connect with it, you might not be able to connect with it, but it's the reality of what's going on with you.
Speaking of the reality of what's going on with Royce and how you feel, and Royce, feel free to get the bitch button prepared. But I gotta ask you, man, that song with West Side Gun, you threw some shots, and your verse is fucking incredible, man.
Thank you,
But
man.
you gave it to Yelawolf.
You think I gave it to him?
You said you're gonna leave him in front of Kid Rock's house if he says anything else. I said, oh.
If we were in front of a judge in the court of law, you think I'd be found guilty for saying that?
No, I don't think you'd be found guilty. I just think
Because I didn't say I was gonna leave him. I was gonna leave him face down on the ground. I said you think it's about being loud and trying to be hostile until you get found face down. Everything that I said to that man was first of all, I opened it up by saying this is a pass.
Right.
This is a pass. That means it's not a problem.
Right.
All it is you did something. I know you did something.
Right.
You know how I feel about it. I know how I feel about it. I'm not gonna make a scene. I'm not.
And you
do
haven't
none
even
of-
spoken what it was, have
I'm
you?
not going to.
Because I think Joe Budden spoke on it. I think it was Joe Budden. I hope I'm not crediting the wrong person.
If
But-
it's not, then just drop it in the comments for us.
Yeah, and basically they said Yelawolf was super foul and calling people the N-word to their face, and was like, "You gonna take what I'm saying?"
I'm the
and-
type of person that I like, especially if I feel that I have a relationship with somebody. First of all, I like to have enough wherewithal to be able to comprehend when somebody is doing something, no matter what it is, and I
Right.
like to be able to hold that person accountable. I feel like anybody should be able to do and say anything they want as long as they're willing to deal with whatever comes with that, right? So that's pretty much how I feel about life, and that's
Right.
why I don't go around disrespecting people. I just don't understand that concept. I really don't.
So
So
was this more of like a warning? Like, I'm gonna just let you know how it is? This is not...
I mean, it serves as many things.
Okay.
It serves as many things.
that
but-
verse to me, just as
but
a fan, was a body.
The main point of me even bringing his name up was there was a lot of nuances about those couple lines for him to take out of it. It was me speaking to him because a conversation behind closed doors that should have been initiated by him
Right.
Never
didn't get
happened.
initiated.
Yeah.
So this is the way I chose to deal with it. Now, and I also wanted him to understand, and everybody else to understand it. I could have dealt with it 100 different kinds of ways.
Oh,
So-
I remember
know.
the rocket launcher. You remember the rocket
We know
launcher video?
So
That might come up later.
I don't want people to think that I'm like in any type of place where I'm inviting any type of negativity,
Right.
promoting any type of negativity, looking for any sort of problem. I think since I've been sober, nobody can think of a time where I wasn't trying to find some type of resolution in any
Right,
situation. I don't get anything out of that. There's nothing about Yelawolf that can help me in my career. There's nothing that I can get out of that by trying to have any kind of like problem with him. It's just a respect thing. And no matter how mature I get, or no matter how successful I become, or how less successful, or he becomes more successful or less successful, I'm always going to view disrespect the exact same way. And I'm
Right.
going to handle it based off of what the situation is. And I'm never going to do anything that's going to be a reflection of me being off of my square. But I'm going to hold you accountable.
So this was your way of holding him accountable.
For now.
So if he hears this message loud and clear and he hits you up like, hey, let's have that conversation you were talking about, would you have a conversation?
He reached out.
Oh.
He reached out. I didn't talk to him, but he reached out.
Is there ever going to be a conversation, you think, or just not the time?
I don't think we need to have one.
Or you're just not feeling it?
I think a part of the problem that I had, it was a certain level of entitlement, you know, and if we're engaging each other in a negative way, as immature as that could be, and if on my end I feel like you pretty much tried everything you could and it's not working,
Right.
so now you want it to stop. That's still the same entitled behavior. You know what I mean? You want it to be on your terms.
Right.
You
Because
know?
like if he wouldn't have got caught doing whatever it is, because we don't know for sure. But it's like his homie feels bad because he got caught and then you barred him up one time and it's like now he wants to.
It's like cheating on your significant other, and getting caught
Yeah.
and saying I'm sorry. It's like, okay, you're probably sorry that you got caught.
Right.
But you still cheated.
Yeah, it doesn't mean that you did it because you thought you would get away with it. You know what I mean? Like sometimes it's that type of situation. I've caught people stealing money before. You know what I mean? Like, and I chalked it up to, okay, this person must have thought that they were going to get away with this, so that's why they tried it. With the Yelawolf thing, there was a few nuances about it that it was a little difficult for me to wrap my brain around, but people let you.
I want to know what happened.
Me too.
Man. Like,
But it's okay. Keep that to yourself. So good.
people let you down. You know what I mean? But
Right.
I'm if I'm not going to explain it, if I explained it to you, it'd be underwhelming. It's not.
Yeah.
It's not going to be a big deal to you. You know what I
Right.
mean? It was a big deal to me.
Right. And you had to handle it the way you handled it. And
I don't even call it handling it.
yeah.
You know,
No,
I just
honestly, I just think we got a good hip hop moment out of it, to be honest with you.
Yeah,
like,
the song, the song was going to exist regardless.
Yeah, the song's phenomenal.
It didn't inspire any music or anything like that. It wasn't nothing like that. It was just sometimes you just got to draw a line in the sand.
Right.
And I never want to cause a huge scene or like have my name associated with people. You know what I mean? Like,
Yeah.
I don't want my name and somebody else's name.
And it's not like you haven't been there before.
Yeah, bro, if we talking about some rap shit, put my name in the same sentence with somebody that my name belongs next to.
Okay.
Put me next to Black Thought.
Right.
Put me next to Lupe Fiasco.
Right.
Don't talk to me about Royce the 5'9" and Yelawolf. That's not a thing.
Right.
It's not a real thing. It's just fairy dust. You know what I'm saying? Like that's something.
Distractions.
That's not a realistic conversation.
Right.
You know what I mean? So, and that's it. No disrespect. You know what I mean? Like I don't get anything out of that. I like positivity. So.